is up? This is the Silver Screen Savants horror review number 9. We're talking about The Fog from 1980. It was my first time viewing this movie, and I got to check it out for the first time last night. And I know this was Geek's pick because
it's my absolute favorite movie since I was a kid. Before I could read and knew what words were, I knew which VHS tape had my favorite movie, which was the Fog. John Carpenter's The Fog.
That's crazy. It's cool, but it's crazy.
Why it's your favorite, or you want to save that when you do the verdict of what?
I don't need to save it. Like I just said, it's my favorite movie since I was a child, and it's still one of my favorites now as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I myself watch it just.
What about it do you like the most?
That's what I'm trying to get.
When I was a kid, I would have said the Leper Pirates. even though as an adult now you watch it doesn't actually overtly say they're pirates, but look at the design of the silhouettes and shit. I mean, yeah, and that's another good thing I like. You see the pirates, but the ghosts, but you really don't. They all keep them in shade, so you only see their silhouettes and those burning red eyes. That's another thing I like. The special effects were not like they didn't look super expensive, but they were, for the set pieces, everything was just beautiful, and the tension the movie built and all that, it was just absolutely wonderful. It just, that's why it's my favorite.
And question real quick, Geek, does this put you in the mind? I don't know if you're a fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean films, but does this put you in the mind of the second Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, a little bit? To some degree. I mean, I know it's not, but
I just was thinking, this is like, the Black Pearl before the Black Pearl,
right?
Yeah, Blake, and then you have Barbossa.
I would say that the Pirates and the Pirates of the Caribbean had a little more influence and freedom, like Blake and his boys. They only show up once every. In this movie, at least, once every 100 years of when the fog shows up, and in that fog, they're deadly. Where Barbossa, it doesn't matter whether it's light, night, day, wherever he can still go around, and he's undead no matter what. You just can only tell when he's under the light of the moon.
Right.
So for versatility, I would say Barbossa's curse is better because he's technically undead. He's cursed to be that way, where Blake is just straight up dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's it.
Cool deal.
Do we want to go around and talk about when our first experience, first time watching this movie was?
Because if you want my first experience, the movie came out in 1980, and I was born in 82.
Oh, okay.
So I was maybe 3 or 4 when I first watched it. So I honestly couldn't tell you my experiences. My memory is not that good. You're lucky if I can remember what I did at 4 o'clock rather than when I was 4.
Well, don't feel too bad because, like I say, I'm getting to that point where I'm still trying to figure out, is my name the name that I was born?
Oh.
So don't feel bad about
that.
You
cut off there, or it was muted on your end.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was trying to make sure I didn't hear that noise in the background there. Anyway. Well, I could take a turn on that. The first time I actually saw this film, and it was kind of like what we was talking about yesterday on Kevin's channel, with the American Werewolf films and everything. It was in pieces at a very young age because I saw this at a very young age back in the early 80s, but I didn't really see it through. And believe it or not, this is the first time I've actually seen it through its entirety through the rewatch. I mean, I've actually seen it at the beginning, didn't see the middle, but I saw it at the end back in like late 80s, early 90s, but I didn't see it through its entirety until this week, believe it or not. So in a way, it's I guess you could say it's part first viewing then, but full viewing first time this week. So there you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Well, first time would have been in 2004. I think it was the day after Thanksgiving. I caught the last part, like 25 minutes or so of this movie on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I liked it. And my mom got me the DVD for Christmas, and then I got to see it the full way through, and I was just like blown away. It was a great movie, but by more than anything else, the music and how much the music sets the mood and tone of the movie. And that music, I'm going to tell, long after you shut the movie off, it'll be playing in your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Very effective.
Funny enough, the music was done by Jordan Carpenter as well. He wrote, directed, made the music. The only thing he didn't do was star in it.
Oh, that's correction. Correction.
He was in the movie.
He was in the movie. He does an Alfred Hitchcock.
Well, the movie is also laced with a lot of familiar faces from a lot of his work. So you have like Jamie Lee Curtis, Hal Halbrook, Adrienne Barbeau, Tom Atkins. So those are people that you kind of see like staples throughout his movies. And
I sure had a Todd Atkins that looks almost completely unrecognizable without the mustache.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, let me ask you this: could you recognize me without my beard and mustache if I shaved it off? I mean, because
Tom.
I could. I know that like I won't do it because the last time I shaved everything off, my wife was like, "Put it back on, put it back on."
I missed it. Yes.
People see my pictures from like over because I've had the beard I have now for like a little over a decade now, and people will see my work pictures without the beard and be like, "Who the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "That's me."
Wow. A decade? Jeez. I mean, I'm wondering. Yeah, maybe I will do it because I mean, I've gotten to the point where I'm tired of shaving. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it'll come to that.
Uh-huh.
I got tired of shaving, and my parents had always wanted me to grow a beard, see how much I would look like my dad with the beard.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but to get back to what you were saying about Carpenter not being in this film, believe it or not, he's at the very beginning in the church sequence with Hal
Holbrook.
Hal Holbrook, thank you.
To the father.
Yes.
Huh.
And you would never really recognize him until you really think. It's like, look at the long hair and his voice. Remember, the man was really young back then, so maybe you didn't realize that was him until you realize now his voice is more grovelly and everything like an old person is. So, yeah, but that was him playing Bennett.
Huh.
Yeah.
So he was definitely multitasking in this film.
Well, and what I meant by star is like he didn't make himself like as in the star like the main character.
Well, that's
That's
true.
what I was gonna say. I think that's what Geek was trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but I did not know he actually had a little cameo in that. I'm surprised having loved this movie this long that I haven't noticed it.
Never noticed it, bro.
Yeah, boo on me.
Anubis, when was your first time? Like, do you remember watching this for the first time?
Not really. Definitely was in the 80s, obviously. Because like when I was probably about 10 or 11, and this would be around the time that this film was released, like I remember home box office had the little box. And so I would watch a lot of horror films late at night. Now, this is all before I even know really who John Carpenter was in terms of like the knowledge. Like I knew Halloween and I knew other stuff like that, but I would just spend time watching movies. That's all I did was watch movies late at night when my parents didn't see me because they would never let me watch it on my own. So I can't say exactly when I saw this particular film, but obviously once I saw this, The Thing, and Escape from New York, I became pretty well aware that I liked Carpenter as a director at that time. Like I just loved his work. And the acting's great, and this plot is great. Like, it's fun. It's weird because the movie runs very fast, and but it's also very effective. Like Anthony was saying, it's like you once you turn it off, you're thinking about it, the music and the atmosphere and everything that it creates. It kind of sticks with you after you're done with it.
Yeah. Hello?
Oddly enough, today it's been like a weird fog-like effect after watching the movie because of all the celebrities and stuff, So it's like, what happened? It's like all this weird stuff happened randomly. Or this whole day has been weird.
That goes without saying. But you want to know a fun fact though about that? I mean, Anubis brought up, the acting like you mentioned, the acting, the storyline, very good. But would you believe, which is no surprise back then, the critics were kind of divided. Some of them said that the pacing, or not the pacing, but the plot of it was just like, it wasn't so great. And they say the acting was kind of flat. I'm like, what movie are you watching?
Right?
Okay. I'll at least go halfway and say, like, some of Jamie Lee Curtis's stuff was kind of flat, but that's the outlier.
Yeah.
I would say that. Oh, sorry.
Go on. Go ahead.
I was going to say that most people, I feel, when they expect a horror movie, they expect something with like a little more energy. So, like, really slow burn, slow paced movies like The Fog or The Thing throw people off because they're like, where's all the action? Why is everybody just sitting there talking and acting like scared? What's going on?
You got to keep in mind, this is John Carpenter in one of his favorite movies of all time right here, and it is a very slow-paced film. And when you watch this, you can see how he drew from the pace of some of his earlier movies.
Yeah, 100%.
Check that one out sometime, maybe.
And the sad part about this is, Anubis brought this up when we was doing the live stream yesterday, is that especially back then, critics really didn't give too much attention to horror. They don't give it the degree that it deserves, because honestly, if you watch some of those horror films especially back in the 70s, early 80s, some of them were well made. Even if they were really low budget, they were well made. Some of them.
It's like the critics felt like they're almost obligated to hate these horror films.
I think
if you go look on YouTube some old like Siskel and Ebert reviews and look up some of the Friday the 13th review. Mm-hmm. There's one where you're almost expecting steam to come out of Siskel's ears.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the bit. That was the thing. That was the thing they had to do. I mean, I guess that was the situation where horror can't be something that can be art. They don't look at it as art. They just look at it as like, oh, if you get stabbed, you get killed, it's like, that's it. But we've had films like Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, The Omen. These are horror classics, and they have something about them that was very enriching. But again, nobody gives these movies credit in terms of telling a good story. And this one here
tells an excellent story.
It's a very good story. I mean, it's short, but it tells a very good story.
We got. Oh shoot! I don't have this on. There we go. Sorry about that. Do you hear what?
Yeah, he says they do. Yeah,
they did, but not all the reviews were bad.
No, it's not that they weren't knowledgeable. I mean, they were knowledgeable, but like the funny thing is, they both became really. And I know we're kind of sidetracking, but they both became better reviewers later because there was so much. I think I forget who I was talking with about this before, but these two guys in the early 80s and late 70s, like they were the ones you went to watch to figure out what if a movie was good or not. So their egos were so fucking big that they felt that they could like either praise or trash a film and that their shit didn't stink. But then when people started to realize, you guys don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, look at The Thing, dude. That movie is fucking a classic.
Ooh, come on.
They fucking hated it back then. And so it just tells me that they really never gave a shot to horror films till much later. Now, they didn't like always hate a horror film, but like as Anthony said, if it was like Friday the 13th, they just didn't give a fuck. They would just trash it. They didn't even care.
And
So
now, like what they do is so irrelevant because anyone can do it.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah, there's like a half dozen YouTube channels of people reviewing movies, like fucking Brandon Tenold for one. So movie reviewers are a dime a dozen, and some of them can review movies really well and not sound like a pretentious prick doing it.
Yeah, like Decker Shadow. I mean, I love his work, but I mean, at least he's being honest when he reviews a film.
I think Chris Stuckman is pretty honest with his reviews also.
He was until he started shilling out for Hollywood and, I'm just not going to do negative reviews anymore.
Yes, you can't do
some
that.
Some of the best reviews are negative reviews. Like getting back to what I was in, Brandon Tenold, he did a review for Guyver, which he kind of bashed on, and I love that movie. But Guyver's
great.
Yeah, the live action one. I'll admit it has its fucking flaws, but it's not a bad movie. The sequel was better in a lot of respects, but those are talks for other reviews if they haven't happened already. Yeah, back to the fog.
Yes.
So I did notes. I did a description of what the movie was to me. So instead of just using Google as a friend this time, so I said,
well, when was your first time witnessing this, Owen?
Oh,
Today.
Yesterday.
Oh,
yesterday was the first time.
I thought you saw it before.
No, I had never seen it before yesterday.
He heard me talk about it a few times, naturally.
I'll get way.
So I start. So this is the whole plot of the movie. So the movie begins with a quote from Edgar Allan Poe. Mr. Machen, is that how you say it? It's the old captain that tells the story that he collects the pocket watch.
I thought it was pronounced Mockin, but I could be wrong.
That might be it. Mr.
Yeah, probably Mockin. Yeah,
I'm not good with names anyway.
Mr. Mockin collapses a pocket watch, starts to tell a spooky story to young kids. At 12 midnight, the radio plays Bennett, who is John Carpenter's role, I believe.
Yeah, that is.
Walks into the church, talks to the father of the church. The father wants the man to come in at 6 instead of 4. As the father of the church is getting up, a rock falls out of the wall, and inside from where the hole in the wall is a journal. Phones are ringing nonstop. A janitor is cleaning up for the night, and glass and bottles are shaking randomly. A gas pump. I don't know. Is that the name for the thing? Is it called a gas pump where?
Yeah, the nozzle comes popping off and everything.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
A gas pump. A car lift goes up. All random stuff is happening late at night randomly.
And can I just say, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but does this feel like this moment feels like a reverse Close Encounters a moment? Because in Close Encounters, things go off. It doesn't do anything. But in here, it's like everything's like turning on and activating or reacting to whatever presence is going on. Because that's what the feel I get from rewatching it. It's like, it's almost like, wait a minute, this is almost like Close Encounters-esque a little bit, I don't know how y'all feel.
Or maybe like Poltergeist.
The biggest villain of the movie, that janitor who opens up an orange juice, takes a swig, then puts it back on the shelf.
Bruh,
that man.
Truth be told, I've worked in many places like that, and I've seen people do this in real life. I'm just like, how can you do this?
That man was evil.
Yes,
I know what you're talking about. Also with the janitorial, all that stuff. I've done that with jobs, so I know exactly what you're talking about. All that stuff.
That's crazy.
A woman notices a chair move and a TV turn on. The woman runs outside to a car driving by with a man inside. We are introduced to Elizabeth and Nick. They start to get to know each other while driving. Glass from the car breaks.
Yeah.
Like all this weird paranormal stuff is happening from when the journal is found. Does that make sense?
Not just that. When it hits 12, when it hits midnight, that's when all these things.
By the way, the character named Nick,
Uh-huh.
it's Nick Castle, which is John Carpenter nodding back to the first Halloween because the stunt actor by the name of Nick Castle played Michael Myers.
Okay, I was wondering because I said that name sounds familiar, but I couldn't remember where that's from. That's right.
Elizabeth and Nick start to get to know each other. Yeah, while driving, glass break from the car breaks. The radio DJ comes on and the phone rings. The DJ talks to a man named Dan on the phone. Men in a boat think the DJ is crazy. She owns the lighthouse. They see a fog start to appear on the sea, and the fog starts to cover the ship, and a generator goes out as well.
Yes. And y'all recognize that one actor where he says, like, that woman is crazy. There ain't no fog bank out there. And then he says, like, hey, there's a fog bank out there. You recognize that's the dude from Back to the Future, where he said, crazy drunk driver.
Are you talking about from the original?
The original Back to the Future. Have you ever seen Back to the Future where he's
I've seen it. It's just ages, like from start to finish, if you know what I mean.
Okay. No, but he's in that film too. I'm just referencing, but it's kind of funny. He's playing a drunk here, and he's playing a drunk in Back to the Future. So that's just
such a classic. I just heard it's gonna be re-released or something in theaters.
Yeah.
Back to the Future. Silhouettes start to appear. They kill the crew. One gets stabbed through the gut, and others die.
Yeah.
I think the fog creatures are interesting.
Well, they're so nonchalant in their. I mean, not so much nonchalant. I mean, they're scary, but that one dude where he's in the inside and he's checking the barometer, he's just checking things, and that one particular guy that's in the fog comes in there so casually. I'm just like, it's like, dude, I'm like, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm like, oh my god, this dude's in danger. He can't run because he feel like that's one of his shipmates. And it's like, once he gets pretty much his eyes sockets knocked out, it's like, well, I guess that's to be expected. But yeah, this is
funny enough because some of us were doing on the stream with American Werewolf the other day. Mm-hmm. The main ghost, Blake. It was Rob Bottin playing him.
Mm-hmm. Which I did not know at that time until I rewatched this. And it's like, because that one scene where it's like, because I don't know if y'all know this. I mean, I'm pretty sure Anthony knows. Rob Bottin's 6'5", and in one scene, he doesn't look that tall. But, I guess there's a reason for that.
Probably somebody was standing on a box or something.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, do we know how they did the effects for the creatures for the fog silhouettes? Like, is that just a special effect that they?
It's a special effect. I mean, are you talking about the rolling in of the fog itself, or just when it's on
when the silhouettes appear?
No, that's some actors in, like I say, in costumes, and like I say, they just got fog. I mean, they got the smoke machines. That does that.
Really cool. I like the costumes, for the characters, to make that like that style of characters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but like I say, the wide views of the fog, that's actually done optically, and like I say, when it rolls in, because like I say, it's done pretty well. They've actually done some like cutout of the town and everything, and kind of does it like filmed it on black to kind of coincide with that, so you can tell that that's real fog. Or not, when I say real fog, it's it's okay. Oh yeah, I mean,
you are correct. Little about him.
But like I say, the main fog from wide angles, that's done optically. But like I say, on location or something like that, that's actually done with smoke machines,
Fog machines.
fog machines. Yes,
I really like the practical effects of this movie. That's one thing. Like when I'm watching it for the first time, I'm like, is this practical or is it I like that effect style. I really do. I think it gels well with the.
Well, see, you got to remember they used what they had, and like I say, when they did the I don't want to say it, but I have to. The 2005 version, it was pretty much all virtual. It was CG. I'm just like, wow, y'all don't know how to do nothing. Y'all don't know take something that was done the best way and do it the worst way, So yeah.
We flip back to the DJ, and the man that called her before is back on the phone. He says the fog bank is due west and entirely missed the ship. The man on the phone wants to take the DJ on a date to prove it, but he refuses.
Can we talk about how oblivious that DJ is, where she's obvious she has no interest in him, but he doesn't get the hint?
You didn't get the sign. Yeah, you didn't get the sign. Like, dude, she's
bro, she's just not that into you, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Give it up.
Elizabeth and Nick hear a knocking at his door. A clock's glass face breaks, and this is, I think, the second appearance of the fog in the movie. The silhouette is at the door knocking, doom, multiple times. It's like a door knocker. You know how they have the door knockers on doors? That's what.
Yeah, he was knocking with that hook.
Yeah, that's the sound I'm hearing when the fog is knocking. Is the door knock? The door knockers that they have.
I'm the one who knocks.
It's the sound I'm hearing, when the hook is hitting against. That's the one thing I can hear in my brain, when watching this movie. That's the sound I hear from the hook of the fogs, hitting the door.
And that person, whoever he was about to stab Nick real quick. Yeah. But once that clock hit 1, it's like, nope. I was like, oh, it's lunchtime. I can't do it right now. I'm going to leave till I come back. So
the clock's glass face breaks. We fade to black to the next day. Yeah. A boy is with a fishing pole in hand. He finds a piece of driftwood that washes ashore. The boy tells his mom about the ghost story the old man told him, and that he first found a gold coin that turned into a piece of driftwood. We are introduced to Sandy and Miss Williams. I believe one is I'm sorry. I was gonna say one is Jamie Lee Curtis, but
you're kind of close. That's Jamie Lee Curtis's real life mom, Janet Leigh.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't till you said that. I didn't know that was her mom.
Yeah,
me neither, huh?
Wow, you didn't know that? I mean,
no.
Yeah,
it's my favorite movie, but I knew Jamie Lee Curtis, but I never knew her mom was Janet Leigh.
Yeah, famous for being in Psycho. Yeah, I mean, well, there you go.
Yeah, wasn't she the girl killed in the shower?
In the shower scene, yes.
Yep,
that's her.
Yeah, we are introduced to Sandy and Miss Williams. The DJ listens to the ship's intercom of what happened last night with the crewmen and their ship. Sandy and Miss Williams are in their car driving. They heard the church bells at midnight, and the car alarm went off. Elizabeth and Nick go on a boat, and they discover the boat where the crewmen died at, and they investigate. Sandy and Miss Williams go to the church as they are looking for the father of the church, and the father scares Miss Williams. It's like a quick jump scare.
Dude, now, let's be honest. Now.
It's about like a vampire rising out of the coffin.
Yeah,
and this is at a time when jump scares were not really flourished as today, where there's just out there. But this was done very well with the jump scares, which I love. The jump scares were not like, oh, it's going to be in your face. Like, he came out of nowhere when he did that,
Yeah. And he reads to them from the journal. We jump back to Nick, Elizabeth and Nick, who discover Mercury has returned to a certain temperature. That's what I remember Nick saying about the mercury. The father reads from a journal. We learn about a man named Blake. We return to the father. He continues to read from the journal. And Blake purchased a ship called the Elizabeth Dane with part of his fortune to settle there. Nick and Elizabeth discovered a smell of beer and the smell of fish. Nick checked out the boat and said it's almost as if it was turned over. That's what he says. And the Potter reads more. They planned the death of Blake and his comrades.
Where's the
Nick and Elizabeth plan to wait for the Coast Guard. Nick explains what happened to his father, who was a fisherman. Also, nothing moved on the deck. No one was on board. The tin cup was rusted to the table. There was a gold doubloon. His dad picked it up, put it in his pocket, came home, unzipped the pocket, and it was gone. Story of
This is the result of another jump scare as we witness.
I also, I love how the intercutting of the two scenes and the narration from the journal builds towards this jump scare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about this is that you get two for the price of one. I mean, it's like the one is obvious. The other one is like, okay, we don't see coming.
Yeah. Nick and Elizabeth discover a corpse, and this is the jump scare, I believe. The corpse coming, just out. And I think it came out of a locker, if I'm not mistaken, or something.
Well, whatever the locker was, it was close. But the body came from behind in a net, and it falls on top of Elizabeth.
And it's an interesting scare.
No, it's because it's like you're thinking like, okay, all you're gonna get is this locker moment where it pops open and stuff falls out. She says, this rebuttal saying, it's time for me to go to Vancouver. All of a sudden, here's this body just falling down on him. It's like, oh my shit! Like I didn't see that coming. It's just like very coordinated.
Like if it's in Mongolia, I want it to be Mongolia.
The ship broke apart on the rocks. They were aided by a fog. Blake's gold was planned to be discovered, but nobody knows what happened to it. The DJ now arrives at the radio station and walks into the lighthouse where her job is. The father tells the ladies where he found the journal, and
Honestly, I'm not like.
And the same time as the conspirators happen,
It's just like
and the bay has a curse on it as well. It says we are all cursed.
the company.
The driftwood starts dripping liquid on the table. When the radio starts playing, and Fury voice is heard from the radio, and the driftwood also shows 6 must die. It starts a fire in the lighthouse, and the DJ puts out the fire. The board, I think, is an interesting thing for this movie. It's kind of like a clue as to what's going to happen that night.
Where with the
They try to play it too safe.
Yes, I took notes. That's what I'm,
They told me
But I want to bring something up real quick. There's a little moment where Alex, the boy, goes to wake up with the mom and everything. Can I just say that this reminds me so much of my upbringing when I was coming up. I go to wake up my mom. I kind of pester her. And the mom responds the same way. My mom's like, okay, I love you, but you can be so annoying, And it's kind of funny because it's the same rebuttal that she did. And the funny thing is, back then when I watched or at least watched, got a glimpse of a scary movie, she was there to protect me in the sense of my mind, where if I'm sleeping, I wake up from a nightmare, I actually go and sleep in her bed to kind of ward off the bad dreams, the boogeyman or anything like that. It's kind of a refresher for me because it's like, yes, this is kind of something that I dealt with back then, and it's not unheard of that the actor that played Alex is pretty much the same age as me and Anubis.
The one that watched the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, and Lion King is second. It had two directions.
I like the board, how it it signals what's going to happen. It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of like a omen sign or something, like, oh, something's going to happen eventually, and we have to figure out what it is and how to stop it.
Looking characters.
That's the vibe you get from the board. I get it at least from the board. It's like a paranormal thing. Also,
Oh, actually, I've seen it. And
later on board, a boat with Nick and Elizabeth talk about what they found. Andy answers the phone from the DJ, who is his mom, and she asks Andy, her son, where he got the driftwood from. She asked Andy to promise not to leave the house.
and
The DJ starts her job that night, and Andy notices the clouds.
Would you like coffee or you get?
I think this part coming up is an interesting scare. A man examines the body of the crewman Elizabeth found. A table starts to shake. Nick has explained what happened to the man who examined the body. The body is alive, and Elizabeth almost gets attacked. Right there is another jump scare for sure.
Yeah.
The fact that the body comes alive and you get scared, by that, that's interesting.
Because Scars for
Yeah.
Heart of Why, he was.
Gotta love them jump scares.
How do I say this?
Yeah,
Scar was.
the body is alive. Elizabeth almost gets attacked. The body drops dead with a letter B. I noticed a letter B on the,
For Lion,
and I think that's a clue for Blake, right there.
It's like
The
that.
B.
Like
Yeah.
Scar.
It's
Bum,
real
bum, bum.
faint, but you see it, so it's interesting for sure. Miss Williams and Sandy are waiting inside with others as Miss Williams goes outside. The radio explains what happened. Nick called about the fog to the radio station, and the DJ saw the fog on the ocean. It was blowing, and she said something happened last night, and the town came unglued. The weatherman is seen driving back to the DJ. Back to the DJ, she tells Nick about the driftwood. The weatherman comes to the station for the weather and discovers another fog bank from the southeast. The DJ reports about the fog bank that it's incoming. The weatherman calls the DJ and sees the fog is right outside his doorknob, and the fog starts to envelop the station where the weatherman is. He puts the phone down. There's banging at the door. It's the fog again. This time coming for the weatherman. Time for Dan.
Isn't it kind of funny how nonchalant he is when he's responding to the fog and someone knocking on? He's just like, there's someone knocking on my door. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm just like, don't you think that's just kind of like off kilter right now, guy?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. The weatherman tells the DJ what's going on at the door, and the weatherman is the next victim of the fog. Of Blake's silhouette, or one of the ghost silhouettes. I don't know.
What's the reason why these
I would assume it's Blake's silhouette.
fantastic? They're not like.
Fantasy, yeah.
I don't want.
Miss Williams starts speaking at the ceremony. The DJ wants the sheriff to call the radio station. As the sheriff is doing that, the fog engulfs the signal post. Power is broken down.
This is the picture of somebody.
And then the candlelight procession is seen going towards the statue. The DJ is racing home to Andy when the fog starts to come, and his mom powers the backup generator. Nick and Elizabeth hear the DJ on the radio and plan to rescue Andy, who is trapped in the house.
I've seen a cat in like pure utter dismay, and it was sad because what happened was a bunch of punks took her kittens and
Hey, Geek, we're talking in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was listening to you talk and got spaced out. I'm sorry.
You're good.
So what did you? Sorry.
He's talking to you in the private chat.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe just if you're not talking,
Yeah.
just mute the mic
Yeah.
again, because that way.
We could
I'm gonna hop off real quick. I'm gonna switch computers.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, guys.
You're good,
I will be
you're
right back.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
the babysitter opens the door, and the babysitter's taken out as the fog enters the house, as the silhouettes appear in the house. I really like this scene, the escape scene. It is dark. It is eerie. It is how you do a horror jump, make a horror jump scare / make it eerie and dark enough that, oh my gosh, it's gonna scare somebody.
See, yes, because I know this moment is the moment this sticks out the most, because the sitters tells Alex, it's like, go in your room, and he's saying, I want to see. He's like, okay, and just as he closed the door, she gets snatched. I'm like, and that scared me. I mean, I was young when I saw this, but it's still effective for what it is.
Yeah, and I like that about the fog effect. It's that it all, whenever it comes in the movie, I'm always getting this eerie, dark. Hey, hi Tony.
Hey Tony.
Hey Tony.
But I'm always, whenever the fog is appearing in the movie, I'm always getting this eerie, dark, weirded vibe. I'm like, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna kill them? Is it gonna let them live? It's
Right.
one of those thought processes you get when watching this movie, I guess.
I also want to add, I'll wait a minute, because I do got something to say about the fog itself, but I'll wait a minute.
Well, I was going to just add on to that. It's like, it's kind of enriching knowing that the fog don't care about kids. It's going to kill kids also, because it was after the Alex when once they killed the babysitter, so it's like, I was Andy. I'm saying Alex. But yeah, it didn't care about killing kids. They was going to kill kids regardless, So it lets you know, it's like, yeah, they're devious.
Yeah. The babysitter opens the door. The babysitter is taken out as fog enters the house. The silhouettes appear in the house to kill Andy, Nick, and Andy. Nick and Elizabeth arrive at the last second, rescuing Andy from the fog silhouettes. The townsfolk suggest Miss Williams goes home. Huh? Oh.
Well, she starts to go home because the power, the fog. That's one thing about the fog; it affects everything, whether it be
around the town
or the electricity. Yes, it's that potent, And one thing I got to add onto this, I love the dynamic, or at least the relationship between Nick and Elizabeth. At first when I first watched this, it's like, it's going to be a typical I'm sleeping with someone or whatever it was. But then you see that kind of dynamic kind of grow, that relationship, that closeness grow, and I feel like it feels, in a way, to me, it felt kind of natural, but as Anthony brought up, Jamie Lee Curtis can, but I still feel that it was there, that relationship between them.
Yeah.
And same with Miss Williams and Sandy. Their dynamic is kind of just that is just like back and forth, kind of Albert and Costello kind of mode.
It's that they're very antagonistic, but not maliciously antagonistic.
Right. Because she even says, like, when you say yes, ma'am, it's almost like you say screw you, and she said yes, ma'am. So it's brilliant.
But it's just one of the, you can tell it's like those two almost enjoy getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah, because she even said, look, even she, Miss Williams says, like, you could be so annoying, but you do great things. I was like, you're calling her annoying? Are you serious calling her annoying when you're the one who's being such a, but yeah. Yeah.
The DJ keeps on talking through the radio to Andy, and she notices the fog is moving to the bay. As Sandy and Miss Williams... Okay. He's back. I was just...
Okay, cool. Welcome back, Ryder.
Sorry about
Welcome back, Geek.
It's all good.
I do want to say, since we're talking about the fog, I lived in Asbury Park in the summer of 2004, and that was a shore town. And there were a few times the fog would come in so thick you can hold your hand out in front of your face like this and barely see it. And if you've never experienced that, like, experience it makes this movie more effective, because fog that thick is just a very, like, mind-blowing, disorienting experience.
And just a question, was it during the daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Daytime, yeah.
Okay.
But it would come in, it came in early morning and
Yep.
stayed through all night.
Mhm.
I was passing through Ocean City when we were still coming from Baltimore to go down to the beach, and like it must have been like 7 or 8 in the morning, and the fog was really heavy, and so heavy that like there was a stoplight. I literally had to skid because of a red light, because I just did not see it until like the last possible minute. So luckily there were no cars on the road or in front of me, because I would have never seen it. That's how thick it was.
Yeah, this was back when I was 17, 18 or 19. Went to West Virginia to visit a friend, and I remember we were driving somewhere and it got really thick fog, like Anthony was talking about, and we were driving through that shit. And I remember just sitting there the entire time, like, how are we getting home? I can't even see the front seat almost. It wasn't that. It didn't get in the car. It wasn't that bad, but you get the idea, you know.
No, because I was going to say, you know, we get fog banks here, and it's probably not as bad. But I know that there are occasions where when it's that thick, as Anthony was mentioning, dude, and especially if it's in the daytime, you definitely got to say, you know what, I'm not going to drive right now. I'm just going to like sit for a while, wait till it dissipates, and then go out, because that's how dangerous it is. It's that thick that it's like and you know, here in Louisiana, I don't know how it is in any other parts of the country where you guys are at. The drivers here are just like, you know, I'm going to drive this real fast because it's, you know, the conditions are not that bad. It's like, yeah, you drive crazy and you might get into a wreck. Come on now.
We get fog a lot in the mornings also, so I know exactly kind of like how Anthony, you know, in his experience, you know, during the day, it's like in the early morning, sometimes the fog will be out. So I mean, I know exactly, you know, what he's talking about with the fog and stuff, you know, during the day happening.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get foggy here in Las Vegas too much. When I lived in California, it got foggy as shit some days.
I would believe it, because it's like I say, you're closer to the ocean, so I guess you would get those moments of that.
I think I read that. The townsfolk suggest Miss Williams goes home. The DJ keeps talking to the radio. Okay. Fog. Yeah. As Sandy and Miss Williams hear what is happening on the radio, that the whole town is becoming covered in fog. Oh.
And she kind of directs them. Well, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I'll definitely be down for something like that. I mean, hey, the whole town gets high. Why not? There you go.
Yeah. Nick and Elizabeth are driving into the town when it is becoming slowly covered in fog. The DJ says to go to the old church. Everyone arrives at the old church except the DJ who's still in the lighthouse at the time. The crew plan to go to the cellar or basement to hide. The DJ says the fog is now sweeping inland like a wall is coming across town. The father says Blake and his men are coming for them. The whole town is slowly getting engulfed in the fog. The DJ goes by the door. They are trying to figure out who the sixth conspirator is. The DJ starts barricading the door to the lighthouse. The father figures out what the gold was melted down into the fog. The fog silhouette grabs one of the crew. The DJ climbs on top of the lighthouse. I like this part coming up here. You see the eerie eyes of Blake, and he says he's the one to answer for his grandfather's crimes. The father is, basically.
Yes. And this is the moment where I was talking about, I didn't realize that was Robo Team, because, you know, as I said before, he's 6'5", So when he's standing next to Hal Holbrook, who's actually 6'1", I was kind of like, "That's him," you know. But as Geek was saying, you know, he's probably standing because I think he was standing on some steps for that particular scene, so you really couldn't get that dynamic how tall he really is, you know. But I mean, when I found out that was Rob Bottin, it's like, oh, okay, you know. And I just realized that he had to been Hal Holbrook had to been on some steps at that moment for that effect where we see him holding the gold and Blake grabs it, you know, and does that effect there.
I gotta mention this guy has an interesting filmography, I will say. This Rob Bottin guy, actor, the stuntman. Is he a stuntman? Is that right?
Special effects
Just special.
master.
Yeah, he's just a man.
Special effects he's been in Star Wars, King Kong, Piranha, The Fog, The Thing, The Howling, the list goes on. He's been
listen. I mean, I think he only won one Oscar, and I think that was for Total Recall.
It sounds like an interesting movie.
You never seen Total Recall?
Sometime we will, I'm sure.
I've seen the original, which you know I saw as a kid, so you know that's one of my favorite movies growing up.
Well, confess.
And I've seen the remake once.
Geeks actually saw movies. All of them
Yeah.
has not.
Right. You know,
Confession, I've never seen it either.
Oh,
Oh, for fucking sake. God damn
wow.
it.
I'm surprised, Anthony. You never seen
Jesus Christ.
It gets worse. I've seen the remake, but not the original.
Oh God. Okay. No, I'm not gonna
I gotta go. See ya.
In my defense, the only reason I seen a remake is because a friend who had a laptop downloaded it and wanted to watch it.
Oh, see, that's not even a good reason. If you were gonna say it's because of fucking Kate Beckinsale and what's her say, Jessica Biel, I would have said, okay, I get it.
Maybe. I mean, yeah.
I watched it because I had a free rental coming from Redbox, and I just chose it for that.
He wants to know now.
See? Well, he's got one up on you, Olvin. So here you go.
No, he hasn't seen. I don't think he's seen Texas Chainsaw either.
I've seen Texas
Which
Chainsaw.
Texas?
Oh,
Chainsaw?
yeah. My fault. You've seen something. Okay. No, Total Recall is what he hasn't seen.
Tony the Tiger being funny.
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, right. It is great.
That's actually a great idea because now I can go make an AI with Tony the Tiger, and that's Mr. Tony.
The Fog climbs on the roof, starts attacking the DJ. The father gives Blake the cross as the fog slowly starts to fade away. I mean, it's like a weakness in a sense to the fog, the cross. It has to be considered.
Well, we got to remember that is the actually the what's up? What's wrong? Oh.
What Tony said.
Wait a minute, Tony. Have you not seen Total Recall, man? If you haven't seen it, okay. I'm about to say, dude. If you hadn't seen it, I'm like, no.
But I think he's also confusing because he says some fucking bullshit coming out. The one coming out is actually the Running Man, the remake.
Yeah, that's the Running Man. I think
The reboot that Anthony's talking about came out a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give the Running Man a watch because if you didn't know, the Running Man is actually based off of a Stephen King story. I forget if it was when he did it as Stephen King or Richard Bachman, but you know, same person. But anyway, the original movie actually only followed the story like really loosely.
Yeah.
So,
This
and
one
I'm
is
thinking
supposed to be following the book a lot more.
Yeah, so I'll give it a shot.
The problem is, though, is that like the Schwarzenegger one is really good. Like that's the problem. So like, I know some people. This is how people are, and I'm sometimes the same way. It's like when you read a book, like there's like the book. It is amazing. Like the movies, I like the TV one, but none of the movies really compared to the book. Yeah. But I've never read The Running Man. I've only saw the Schwarzenegger one. So even if the new one is closer to the book, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to like it because it looks a little bit comedic. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to enjoy that. But who knows? I could be surprised. You don't know.
And truth be told, Anubis, I mean, the original one with Schwarzenegger had a few comedic moments.
Well, yeah, his one-liners and stuff like that. Yeah, of course.
Though some of those one-liners, like, look at Sub-Zero now.
Now playing Zero.
Yes.
The DJ and everyone else notices the fog going away. The DJ warns everyone out there to look out for the fog. As the father goes back to the church, he asks why there's only 5 victims dead. The fog beheads Blake as the credits roll.
Also, I said that scene where she's saying to look out for the fog. If you've ever seen this movie, it's almost identical to the Watch the Sky speech at the end of this.
Oh, really?
And because this is John Carpenter's favorite movie, you could see that where he drew influence.
He took liberty. Yeah, I was gonna say he took liberties with that. That would make sense. Take an homage.
Okay, final thoughts and review score. We'll start with Geek.
10 out of 10 for me, but like I said, I'm biased. I grew up watching this movie. This is one of my childhood favorites, and still a favorite as an adulthood. I try to watch it, once a year. This year, watched it on my birthday and on Tuesday to try and get ready for tonight. And probably watch it on Halloween while I'm at work. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, 10 out of 10. I have no complaints whatsoever, and I'm learning something new every day. Like today, John Carpenter was actually in the thing.
Anthony?
10 out of 10. It's a absolute classic, just quintessential atmospheric horror and a great study in how to use music to enhance a film.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jedi?
Well, I have to be third with the 10 out of 10 because, as I told you before, I didn't see this movie in full until recently, and I saw it in parts. But I think knowing now, I realize why. Because this movie, trying to watch it when I was a kid, I couldn't do it because it was that scary to me. It was that. But watching it again as an adult, I can see why I avoided it. But I missed out on how really good, well made this film really is. Yes, it has that horror aspect. It has all the terror. It has all. And it has the sequential jump scares, but jump scares that were done well before they got pittered out or used up in the end. So yeah, this film is this is a total classic. This is probably one of John Carpenter's better films. Although, what is a really bad John Carpenter film is the question, So yeah, 10 out of 10.
I haven't seen one personally.
That's what I'm saying.
Anubis?
Out of all his films, this doesn't really quite measure up to some of the other ones for me, but at the same time, it's not a horrible film at all. Like, it's close. It's not really a 10 out of 10 for me, but I'd say it's more like a 9.5 for me. And I don't know really the reasons why. I still watch it whenever it comes on. Like, I love it, but compared to like Escape to New York or The Thing or even Halloween, it's just not quite up there for me. But I do enjoy it. And like a lot of you guys pointed out, the atmosphere, the music, it all works. And I love Adrienne Barbeau. I think she's gorgeous in this film as always. So nothing really to hate on this film about. It's still highly recommended by me for any fans of horror or whatever. So yeah, I would have been in that lighthouse a lot.
Yes.
You would see the shadows out from the light from the outside. There'd be like these shadow fucking going on.
Yeah, right.
For me,
ships out there be like, I can't see the light, man. There's something blocking it. I don't know what's going on up there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Olvin. Go ahead.
You're good. For me, this is also a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed the eeriness of the fog, the music, the characters are really pretty well done for a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
I really felt the story was there as well. I really like the fog itself, like how it's a ghost kind of like element, like a paranormal style, in a sense, is the word to describe it.
It's its own character, the fog itself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I should mention too, the budget for this film. John Carpenter is known for doing low budget outings. This was, I think, his first one that was at least $1 million, a little over $1 million. I'm not sure if Halloween was a little bit just about the same, but I think this was his first $1 million budget film. If I'm not correct.
So it made 1.1 million was the budget, and box office it made 21.3.
See, so
Halloween's budget was $325,000.
See, that's what I was gonna say, because I know Assault on Precinct 13 was like lower than that, so it's like, yeah.
Halloween 2 was $2.5 million budget,
but I don't think he directed that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did. Assault on Precinct Frank.
Oh, he directed that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Halloween 2? I thought he directed. Okay.
No, I don't know if he did direct.
No. Halloween 2 was directed by Rick Rosenthal.
That's what I was
I
going to say.
thought we were talking about Assault on Precinct 13.
No, Assault on Precinct, he wrote and directed that one. No, I know he directed that one for sure.
I saw the remake of that.
Unfortunately,
yeah, it's good. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, but it's nothing like the original.
No, the original is classic, so you can't really.
I'll have to watch the original.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Upcoming content on our channels and stuff. I know.
I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, you've got the Tokusatsu eventually.
Oh yeah, eventually, but at the moment, I got nothing, unless you say there's something coming up.
I don't think. Anthony.
Well, tomorrow I'm in Anubis. Will talk more about this, but when he gets his turn. But I'm going to be on a stream of his tomorrow discussing werewolf films. I got a bunch of content set to premiere, and right now I'm working on an original werewolf story I should have finished real soon. I'm doing an audio recording, and bit by bit, it's about friends that go camping in grizzly country, and there's just one survivor. Working title is The Wolf, but I'm leaning towards The Wolf of Grizzly Country as the title, and I'm getting this out before Halloween.
Call it Werebear.
Werebear.
That would be a misleading title, though.
That's the whole point.
Jedi Green Vale.
Yeah, for me, this coming Saturday, I'm going to be kind of booked. I'm going to be on one particular person's podcast. It's going to be a recording. A good friend of mine, Mark Justice, where we're going to be discussing, or at least all of the Heisei Godzilla films with other guests. I don't know who will be on there. I think Christine Cheekman's going to be on there. I might be mistaken, but she's going to be on there. And then later that evening, well, I say later that afternoon, I and myself and a well-known person to you guys he will be on there. We're going to be discussing the 1986 Howard the Duck film. And
God.
Yeah, I know. It should be interesting talk, but I mean, you got to remember when you have space duck titties in the first frame of the film, it's like you cannot talk about this, you know. And then that Sunday will be me, Kevin, and our good friend Jake Hall, where we're going to be discussing a 1963 classic, Actragon, probably one of Shiro Honda's. It's a good film, but I don't think too many people talk about it as much.
There's somebody in the chat that loves Howard the Duck as well.
Oh, really?
Of
yes.
Of course he likes that movie. Oh my god!
It's a bad movie, but I'll be honest,
I'm kicking him in the balls.
When I was a kid, I loved that movie, and I'll watch that sometimes. Just be like, God, I was a stupid kid.
Well, hell, I was a teenager, so I know I was stupid, but I mean, I still enjoyed it.
I, for one, am looking forward to that episode of Ghouls.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Fuck you, Anthony. Don't give him any ideas. Come on now.
Oh god.
Content. Did you hear me? I said a new
What?
upcoming content.
Oh, yeah. So back on track here. Because
Right.
he got me all flustered. So tomorrow I got my Full Moon Mayhem at 6 p.m. Eastern, where I'll talk werewolf films. I'm talking about Werewolves Within, Viking Wolf, Wolfen, and Full Eclipse. So my panel guests and I will talk and review those films. And then Saturday, I'll be on Kevin Lambert's channel for another Fear the Wolf special, doing the Ginger Snaps trilogy. I have the power. Then at 8 o'clock, Silver Screen Savants returns again as we do Monster Island, and Mr. Tony the Dead will be joining us for that. I think, is Anthony, are you in that one too?
I haven't been able to see it.
Okay.
I can do a watch party with him because he doesn't have the streaming app where it's at. So I
didn't know. I just wanted to check because
well, I
obviously,
know for a fact he had said before he is down to check. He wanted to check that out because he is a fan of the creature from the
Black
Black
Lagoon. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, you guys work it out how you can do that.
Yeah,
Out.
Yeah, for sure. I want Anthony on that one because
And then just next week, early next week, Monday, another Fear the Wolf, and we're doing the movies Cursed, Wolf, and Where. So those are all on Kevin Lambert's Entertainment Headquarters channel. So that's the stuff
I think
that's
that's
coming
supposed
up.
to be a wrap up of his werewolf films.
I think so, yeah.
I think there's one.
I has one more on the 25th, and that's the Dog Soldiers, Werewolves 2024 in late phases, and How.
And I can't join that one because I'll be doing the Fury for myself on that day.
The
so,
Fury.
yeah, I won't be able to do that.
Well, maybe if you did it earlier.
Yes, I could do it earlier. I mean, I could do it around 12. I mean, who knows? I mean, okay, yeah, well, yeah, he just, Anubis just said it.
Yep,
That's
yep,
true.
yep.
I could change the timing, and that way I could join you guys.
Yeah, Ginger Snaps is on Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern, our time.
5 o'clock. Yeah, Anthony's time. Okay. I know for a fact I already know what we're doing after the creature from the Black Lagoon. The Monster Island, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I got this gem of a figure right here also.
Ah,
This
good
thing-
old
Yeah.
and get it style. Is that the 56 version? No, 55 version or the
It's the Showa like-
version?
the later Showa version.
Okay, the 68. Yeah.
It's really detailed, really, really well done by it was Tamashii Nations that did it. But the Saturday after the Monster Island, we are doing the Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time. My first time. Tony.
Here's a question, Olvin. How many films are your first time watching?
Oh boy.
Pretty much, if it's on this show, it's going to be his first time.
I'm not wasting time asking that question.
And then in November, we get straight back into the Bond stuff. Me and Anubis and Jedi have a ranking for it.
Yes, that should be a fun outing there. Doing that.
I think it's going to be divided, but who knows where each one.
When me and Anubis, some other guys was on there, it was a almost 6 hour doing, And trust me when I say each of us had our own, you know, wherever we said that our favorite Godzilla film was at, and it's like, dude, yeah. I mean, and if it takes that long on this one, I'll gladly sit for it because I feel it needs to be addressed. You know.
Oh. What?
I can't say much about the amount of movies I've seen because I mean, always been a big movie watcher. When I started working 20 years ago, I'd work graveyard, so I had a little mini DVD player, and I'd go through like 3 to 4 movies a night, 5 nights a week, and there was a Blockbuster like in walking distance of work, so I had plenty of movies to watch when I wanted to watch. God, that dates me. Remember Blockbuster?
I miss those days.
Yeah.
Simple days.
Yeah.
And as for me, for upcoming content, we have me and Gojira851.
Oh yeah.
We'll be resuming our Gears of War series sometime. I think he said in a couple weeks or something. So he's got to renew his PlayStation thing in order to do that because it's live. We have Android Kikaider in the future is our first podcast over the Tokusatsu Henshin Revolution. Kikaider! I like the name of the character. And I know Geek probably is a fan of Kikaider also.
It's all right. I'm only really familiar with the anime they showed on, I think it was like Sci-Fi Channel or like early Adult Swim years and years ago.
So it'll be his first time kind of checking out the shows. Yeah. I guess. And then also we are doing Henshin Highlight, which is the lore show where we'll go into the lore and stuff of the characters, the organizations, the villains, all that cool stuff. Also, I think... Oh! That is awesome, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yeah, Tony's supposed to play some Diablo with me.
Oh,
seriously?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I wish I could say I was into the gaming field like you guys, but I guess that's not my forte. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I like
grew
gaming,
up
but
with
I'm not
Nintendo,
like a diehard gamer. Like I'm not. Some of these guys out there, like Wolf's, like always playing games. I'm not. I'm not like that.
Better than me though.
I don't have enough time, dude. I have too much shit going on to be doing gaming all the time.
I hope one of you streams the game live. I want to see it first.
I don't know if you can do that. I mean, you probably do it.
Hey, once I get back to streaming, dude, you'll be one of the first to know. You know it,
right?
Yeah, I want to see that live, Big Bad. I don't know if you would stream it live. Or Anubis can stream it live and he can show it off. That sounds like a really cool game. I did tell Little Wolf that I was planning on getting it next week because my schedule this week has just been busy with all this content, trying to get back into the swing of things, doing the streams. And hey, Anubis, he's talking to you in the chat.
Well, I gotta talk to John because my mic's not hooked up to the gaming computer, so I'll have to just talk with John. Cause like I'm sure he has a Discord. That's the way I need to do it. As far as communication.
He does. I think he does have a Discord.
So that's the way I got to communicate through Discord.
And then other than that, the Savants stream on Saturday is Monster Island. Then in November is the Bond stuff. I think Thunderball, and then I don't know what order we're doing them, watching them if we're doing it.
Well, take it. I mean, just take them out.
Well, I think Thunderball was your first one, so that's probably the one we're going to do next.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Thunderball. It was.
Say Splendor Ball.
Thunder.
Yeah, it sounds like you say Splendor. Splendor Ball.
So it was Thunderball, Octopussy, Living Daylights, and You Only Live Twice. And Twice was the one that introduced us to Blofeld.
Yes.
You know?
I am a fucking child, but I will never not giggle every time I hear the name Octopussy.
Look, I'm the same way, Geek. I'm just like anytime I hear that, and I look, and just to clarify something, when that film first came out, I was kind of like, is that a typo? Did they actually say Octopussy? I'm thinking, okay, I mean, all right, so go be it.
But other than that, that's all we've got for this episode of The Fog. If you've never seen this movie, definitely highly recommend it and go check it out. It's on Archive Online if you want to go check it out for yourself. And
Yeah, don't put that.
but this has been the Silver Screen Savants horror review number 9, The Fog from 1980. We will see you we'll see you on Saturday for Monster Island. It sounds eerie. It's
you.
But anyways, we will see you on Saturday.
It's his show. He needs to clean it up anyway. So it's his job.
The hell he means our mess. Fuck.
We get the fuck with his show. He needs to clean it up. So when I run a show, people get fucking rowdy. I gotta clean it up. Jedi the same way. Anthony the same way.
Exactly.
Right when I'm ending this happens. Okay.
Don't hide. Get up on your shit there, host.
I was gonna say, you got
shit together here. Come on.
Do your job, host.
Right, right.
But anyways, we will see you on Saturday for the Monster Island.
See ya, folks.